Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Crypto for Starters YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys all being here. Rad, good evening. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. I love your intro. Wasn't that so slick?
Yeah, I have to start out by saying thank you for that because everybody, if you need anything done, Rad did that intro video for me. So
Yeah. No, I
awesome
like the
video.
countdown. I mean, it wasn't just a completely biased. I mean, it was slightly biased, but it wasn't completely because I did the intro. I just, with the countdown and everything as well. It's like really slick.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know why I haven't had one before. It's just, you know,
Because you didn't ask.
I didn't. I mean, we've known each other for 7 months now, and I've never asked.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
You
we'll
don't
just.
get if you don't ask. That's the moral of the story, people.
That's
And that goes
exactly
for
right.
everything in life. So, yeah. If anybody wants an intro, let me know.
Yeah, for sure. And now that you've all seen one. All right, guys. Well, welcome everybody. Chaka, it's great to see you. Mark, welcome. Joseph, Edward, Kruger, Fred. A lot of familiar faces in here. Welcome back, guys. We'll kind of
Hey,
give some more people
everybody.
time to come in, and if you guys want to share it out, tag some people. We're going to do a giveaway of 1 million para tonight.
Yep.
We're going to talk about just everything crypto. Of course,
Yep.
we'll give you guys some anything para we can. You know us. We love para.
Yeah.
Tag Lee, thank him. He's given away the 1 million.
Wow, did Alex just rug himself from his own stream? I wonder if he can come back in. Geez, I hope so. Otherwise, it's Crypto for Starters starring Rad.
There we go. Sorry.
He's back.
That was weird. All of a sudden, I moved my mouse and I was gone. I'm like, crap. Well, it still says live, so we're good. Okay, I'm back.
Okay. I was like, am I going to run this show all by myself? I don't know if I have enough to talk about by myself.
Oh, yes, you do. Of course you do. There's
That's
everything
true.
going on in crypto right now. So if that happens,
So
just go with it.
Yeah, there's so much going on. And that's like, I feel really bad because I have a channel that's set up to do like a daily update, but I'm so busy with everything that's going on. I can't even find the time to actually do my YouTube channel. So
well,
I don't know what to tell you.
I get messages from people every few days like, hey, missing lives and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, we're going to get on some, and then something happens. And, we had some family medical stuff come up. So we had to, end up making the trip to Illinois this weekend, which was good. We had a great time. So, I hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. Everybody stayed safe.
Absolutely. I didn't stay safe. I got whiplash. You want to hear a funny story?
Whiplash, is it a funny story or is it a bad story?
It's a funny story because it's really stupid. So we were out in Death Valley. There's a private little hot spring. It's a wild pool out in the middle of the ground. And we went camping there. And we fell asleep in the back of the truck. And it's got a toolbox across the back of the truck. At 2 a.m., my husband decides that for whatever reason, he wakes up in the middle of the night and he wants a beer. So he goes to grab the beer. And the beer rolls out of his hand across the top of the toolbox directly to where I'm sleeping and hit me right in the middle of the face while I'm dead asleep. I jumped up so fast that I whiplashed myself.
Wow.
From now on, they go on a cooler on the floor. That is
right.
It's taken me days to recover from that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but everybody still has their fingers, so
yeah, fingers, hands, everybody's good. Gosh, I've seen some.
I wouldn't want to blow off my hand after I just got my para tattoo.
Right?
I mean, that's like.
Yeah, never put anything combustible in that hand ever. Ever.
Right?
Oh man, that's funny.
Thing of beauty is a joy forever. I love my para tattoo. Who's next? I want to see who's going to be next. I know Spartank was gonna go for one. So yeah. We'll see. We'll see who's next.
I mentioned it to my wife, and I don't know, she didn't seem too thrilled with it. So we'll see.
Funny. So we're gonna do a giveaway tonight, huh? That's one of the big things. What are we gonna do for how are we gonna give it away? What's the?
Well, I want to do it for the people that are in the chat for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll
we have them tweet out the link to the live stream.
Yes. Yep, I did it a couple times with announcement doing a 1 million giveaway. So we'll we're still got people kind of trickling in, so we'll wait a few more minutes and then we'll just start to
Oh, good.
talk about whatever you got and whatever we want to talk about crypto wise. And um, Texas
All
Tornado
right.
will be whenever he pops in, I'll add him in and we'll talk to him. And he Chaka in the chat, they do a lot of the Kronos blockchain and a lot of the
Mm,
NFT stuff. So kind of get him in here to talk about that. And
that would be really good. I'm a big fan
yeah,
of Kronos to dollar. I have some Kronos NFTs. That's kind of my main use for Kronos right now. Crypto Guru got me into that one. So, and he kind of knows what's up, generally speaking.
mhm.
That's if you're not following Crypto Guru, what are you doing? You got to be
Right.
following Crypto Guru. So, yeah.
Yeah. He's on my list to tell people when they start doing crypto on Twitter. I'm like, he's on my list to tell people to follow. So I
Yeah,
always have a certain amount of
absolutely.
people.
Yep, he knows where the trends are. He just knows what's going to hit next. He's got the nose for the money.
Yeah, for sure.
But definitely excited about Kronos. Hey, since we're doing giveaways, it doesn't really matter who's in the house right now because it was a contest that was already run. Speaking of not having time, and I feel really, really bad for this, but I run so many things that I'm overwhelmed a lot recently and taking on a lot more here in the next week or two. But I did a giveaway
Yeah,
on
the
my
date one,
Twitter.
right?
Yes. So I
Yeah.
did this Twitter, and it was a giveaway for a million para. And I've been so busy that I haven't even announced who the winner is. So basically, the contest was what happened. For those who aren't aware, Para Holdings, our Twitter account got taken down. And when we asked Twitter what the reason was, they gave us some crappy reason. And it was like, no, we don't ever do that. So I think that it was just somebody was tagging us as doing that, but we really weren't. So when Twitter went and checked, they were like, no, they're not really. So they reinstated the account. However, it took forever for them to do that. It was like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
we
We were
thought
thinking
it
it was
would
gonna
be
be a couple weeks, and it ended up being close to a month, right? Probably.
I thought it was going to be like 48 hours, 72 hours, just based on what other projects like Mandox had told us that they got
Mhm.
their account restored. And yeah, it took weeks. So
Yeah.
I did run a contest asking people to guess what day and time they thought that Para was going to be back up and running.
Yep.
And because it took 2 weeks, it's like it totally, first I forgot about it. And then somebody alerted it to me in a huddle.
Yep.
And I've just now had time to go back, and I thought, great place to announce it. So the winner of that particular contest, let me go and look at it right now so I don't get the name wrong, is I guess you pronounce it Koathan, Koa, obviously from Koa Combat,
Oh yeah.
Koathan.
Yeah.
Their username is @NayRunnerNay. So I will be messaging Koathan and I'm assuming him know that he is the winner of 1 million para. Thanks to everybody who entered in that, and thanks to everybody mostly who contacted Twitter and tried to get us back up and running because it was silly.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back. So speaking of para and Twitter back, do you want to go over last week's huddle? What was covered?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that people are looking forward to right now is staking, right? Um, I know one of the things that they had added was there's 30, 60, 90, and 180 days now. There's 4 categories that you can stake in, including NFTs and Para together or just Para. So I think that was a big a takeaway from that huddle. Still waiting on Certic to come back for the staking. So we haven't gotten that back yet. So
A little
hopefully
birdie said that should be this week.
this week. I know
We
Lee
might
was
hear more.
hoping for an Independence Day week launch, but
Yeah.
we'll see. I know we're all waiting for that, but security is their top priority. So until they come back and say we're good to go, it's not going up. So once Certic says it's good, we'll
Oh, look at that. You got your first super chat. Oh, I forgot to say congratulations to
Thank you.
you. So for anybody who doesn't know, Alex just got monetized. So
Yep.
throw him some bones. And you
I
know,
have
that means
to.
I have to be on my best behavior now. Oh my God, this is going to be so hard.
I
So
know.
let me tell you something. When you're monetized, if you drop F-bombs, which I'm notorious for doing, or any cuss words, they will demonetize this particular video. So you have to make sure that all your guests are peachy clean. This is going to be
Yep.
so hard.
Yep. No. But it's, it's taken. I've been doing it for a year, and people think that, oh, just do YouTube videos. It's easy. You'll get paid, and blah blah blah. And it's, what people don't understand is you have to have a lot of watch hours. You got to do a lot of videos, and a lot of live
Yeah.
streams really help. The more live streams you do and people tune in for hours at a time, the quicker you get there. But it definitely takes work and time, and it's taken me, like I said, a little over a year to do it, and
Yeah.
here we are. And Para's had a big part in that. I have a lot of Para videos that have thousands of views, and
Yeah.
so
When you've got a community, like a dedicated community, it's kind of easier to reach those goals faster. I know, like with political campaigns I've done it, we're able to get within a month,
yeah,
we can get something up and monetized, but then that's sitting there doing like 8-hour, 10-hour streams. So,
right,
hey, how about a big long stream for Paris staking party? Who's down for that? Do y'all want to
yes,
join? We'll have a party. We can put the link up and have people join in on video as long as they behave themselves and don't demonetize you. And we can have some pizza,
yes,
pepperoni pizza party
yes,
live on YouTube. I think it's a thing.
yes. Thank you, Mark. The winner has arrived. Duper.
He believes he's won the 1 million already, huh? You never know. You got to be in it to win it. So.
Yeah, everybody here is will be entered to win. So, Crypto Smith, thanks for coming, buddy. Appreciate it. He came over from Texas's channel as well.
Nice.
So,
nice.
It's really sad that I've watched many of his videos, a lot of his lives, never seen anything bad in his videos whatsoever, and the fact that he got a second one taken down is just ridiculous. Excuse me.
That's tough, and having to start again. But it's like you were saying earlier before we got on cam, when you don't have a huge following and you don't have like those voices to help advocate for you when your channel gets taken down, you're pretty much up the creek.
I know, and that's sad. And even combining my community and his, and like Chaka's on here, and we're all just smaller YouTubers, so we even combine all of ours, and we still only have a few thousand subscribers put together. So I know your pop had his taken down, but he's got I don't even know how many subs now on YouTube, and it was back up in a couple days at the max. And same with Jay Gagan, tons of subs, probably makes them some money based on stuff like that. And so of course, with us guys that aren't making them a bunch of money, it's a mistake that they don't want to recognize. So, but hopefully something can happen.
Yeah, I think sadly that there's some shady things. I call myself, how good is that? It's just shady things that go on sometimes, with people like reporting accounts and trying to get them taken up. For whatever reason, they're just, I don't know, cutthroat. It's a cutthroat Wild West industry that we're in. So sometimes you just got to take it on the chin and get back on your bike.
Yeah. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it. Corin, appreciate it too, brother. It's great seeing everybody.
So all this super chat money is going to buy some more Para tokens for you, or what?
Well, honestly, I always said I'd use it for ETH fees to do giveaways or do giveaways with it.
That's true. You do so many giveaways, and
that's kind of the plan. Is I'd rather YouTube. If I was to make money on YouTube, I'd rather YouTube pay me, and then the money people donate, I'd like to give it back to you guys. That's my plan. So I'll just probably leave it in there for a while, and when it comes up, I'll either buy para or do an ETH giveaway or something like that, and
Awesome.
give it back to you guys, because I like to do this for fun. I don't charge projects for AMAs. I don't do that stuff, and so what the knowledge that I have gained last year, I like to just give back and make sure people don't make mistakes that either I've made or other people have made. And like you said, educator instead of an influencer.
Yeah.
So.
No, absolutely. That's awesome to give back. So yeah, the staking is the big thing for Para right now. I think everybody's just kind of waiting for that, since we didn't have the reflections anymore. But that was a really good thing, because reflections are one of those things that they make the contracts, the smart contracts, so much more complicated, and that's when you start seeing higher gas fees. If you look at the projects that do reflections, which I think most of the projects are moving away from that now and getting more into staking, and that's because they've also figured out that reflections just make the smart contract so much heftier, and the gas fees are just higher on those. So it's one of the reasons we have really low gas fees right now.
Yeah, that and like during a bear market like now, if people aren't buying, you're not getting reflections. There's no transactions,
Right.
volumes very low. You're not getting anything. Staking, it doesn't matter. Bear market, bull market, it's all set. So you're staking. I just saw a friend of mine post on Twitter. He's a part of KO Combat, and he made, I don't know, $270 worth of KO on staking. So
nice.
Whether it's $200-300 a month, that's a lot of money for doing nothing.
There's good money to be made at staking. I know old guy David was making a ton of money on Sky Token. Yeah, he was making something like, I know it was more than double minimum wage in Vegas for 40. I think he was making about $600-700 a week. I was like, dude, that is double take home minimum wage in Las Vegas. So
I know.
crazy. That's pretty good.
That's crazy. Anything over $300 is really, really good. And obviously it depends on how many people are staking in the pool. So everybody keep that in mind, is that there's less people staking, you're going to get more back. So
well, that's the big question. Everybody's kind of, we've had a couple of discussions about staking in our Para Telegram in the last week. I think that because everybody knows that it's getting closer, and so people are trying to work out a strategy. But I am still sticking with, I think that the biggest pools people are going to go for, because people in crypto, this isn't even a math thing. It's a psychology thing, okay? Because that's one of the things I do is psych. But people in crypto tend to be like really ape-ish, and they just all in, or they tend to be like, especially with newer people, they're just a little more cautious with what they're doing. And so I think that's why you're going to see those two furthest out pools are going to be the biggest the first 30 days for people that aren't used to staking, that are just trying to figure out what it's all about, see what kind of rewards they're getting with their APR. So I think that 30 days is going to be very popular. And then you're going to have the all-ins, people that just want to maximize that 100% time lock. They're probably going to put a ton of NFTs with it to try to get as close as they can to 200% maximization.
Multiple wallets.
So I think that 180, because it has gone from, like you said, 120 to 180 days now. I think those are going to be the biggest two pools. So I don't know, if you're looking for a better position in the pool, should you go for 60 or 90 days? That's probably going to be my strategy, but I might just ladder stake across all four pools. I haven't totally decided, but.
Well, and you can use one wallet for all four pools. You don't have to have different wallets. So you can stake, say, 10 million Para in 30 and 10 and 60 and so on from the same wallet. You don't have to separate them out. But
they can be odd amounts. They don't have to be all the same amount. You could put 5 million in this, 1 million in that, 2 million, whatever.
Here, 10 here. You don't have to do.
I mean, if you're like a math guru, which I keep telling everybody, I don't do math anymore. It's bad from a Yang gang that doesn't do math. But there are ways that if you can figure out what the pool's return is going to be, that you could potentially, probably not on the first round, because it's going to be a little bit of a discovery, but probably once the pools have opened up and you're going for your second round, you can probably find a way to do your staking in such a way that if you put different amounts in different wallets, because of the time lock percentage increases, you could get yourself to where you're making an average from each pool. So, but that's a highly mathematical thing, and I'm not going into that.
Well, you can
One of
get,
the other things.
you can get
Go ahead.
strategic to the point where you can, I was talking to somebody that you can start staking in 30 now, and then in 15 days later, you start staking in 60. And then that way, eventually, you always have something coming unlocked. You always have tokens available,
Yeah, that's why ladder staking is a great idea.
Yeah.
You've always got something unlocking just in case something happens, or hey, maybe the price goes up, or who knows, right? There's always reasons to be doing that. One of the other questions been getting a lot this week, and I know you're our, I always tell everybody you're our resident ledger guy. So staking is available if you're using a ledger.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain to everybody how the ledgers work? It's pretty much.
So a ledger is the same as any other wallet. It's just offline unless you turn on and connect it. So it doesn't work. It still has a wallet address. You send stuff to it the same way. You import things the same way that you would a MetaMask or a Trust. It's just obviously it's a cold storage. So unless so it's like having a phone that has no service on it. Unless you turn the Wi-Fi on, no one can access that wallet because it's off the grid. So it's the same. It's just harder to get to when you want to sell. You don't have access to it. Like it's at home in the safe and Paris pumping, and you can't go home and get it. Right. So that's the only thing. But if that's for long-term holds, in my opinion, if you're buying 5 ETH and you want to let it sit for 5 years, you put it on a ledger. And if you're going to have a wallet that you just have for a certain amount of time, that's what I do with it. So convenience is definitely not its strong suit, but it's going to work the same way. So, yeah.
That's a really good analogy. I like that analogy of a cell phone. You're right. Because, I mean, that's the same thing. If you have your cell phone turned off and then you suddenly turn it on, then all the text messages that are coming in, going out, whatever your emails, that all happens the moment that you connect. So it's just like that. People are saying, but how does it work if the ledger is offline? Well, no, it's because at some point, you're going to connect it onto the internet, and then all those transactions will take place, and then you just disconnect it again.
Yep. And everything's on the blockchain. It's not actually on the ledger. It's not on your wallet. It's not in your wallet. It's on the blockchain. So no matter, it's like reflections. You won't see them until you connect it and refresh, and then your reflections will show up for whatever token you're using. So, we use an old cell phone, an old iPhone. They're one of the most secure cell phones to use with a wallet. So every once in a while, I'll turn it on, connect it to Wi-Fi, check my balances, load reflections if need be, and then I disconnect it and shut it off. And it just sits there. It doesn't do anything else. It's all we use it for. It's a cold storage wallet. Same thing as a ledger. You just don't have the expense of buying one, So but
that's my recommendation for people too. If you want a cold wallet, you don't want to fork out the money, and you have an old phone. Most of us have an old phone laying around, so it's just easier to use that. So, and you're used to using your phone, so
and you have the same keys for it that you would a ledger. It has everything, so
speaking of ledgers, oh my god, so going out into the greater cryptoverse, some of the reasons you might want to get your tokens and crypto off of regular exchanges. Oh my god, if you guys haven't seen the news, there has been a poop storm recently. I shared out a tweet. I'm just going to go over it really, really quickly here. I shared out a tweet. It's got all the global crypto hedge funds, lenders, exchanges, and all the trouble they are in right now. So, it covers Celsius, 3 Arrows, BlockFi, Genesis, Nexo, BitMEX, FinBlock, Babel, Orthogonal, Maple, Voyager, and CoinFlex. So you can go and read about all the stuff that's going on there. Mostly these different companies are pausing withdrawals. Some of them are putting
freezing everything.
Some of them are withdrawing limits, $500 per day, $1,500 per month. Some of them have completely just nukified themselves. It's yeah, if you're holding in any of those places, go and check out my tweet there. It's as an attachment. It's a big white sheet there, and it tells you the firm's descriptions, what they do, what their status is, and yeah, it's a really, really good reason to not be holding anything in exchange.
Yeah. Well, and I know some exchanges really, really hurt from the Luna crash. Well,
Mhm.
crap. You know, they lost tons and tons and tons of money from that. And, you know, so one of them, I saw an article where they're hurting really bad. People
Yeah.
were talking about how they're going to halt trading, selling everything. And so I don't know, I haven't seen any updates on that, but it's alarming to see. But just like projects in crypto, bear markets like this that it hit hard, you're going to see the ones that survive and the ones that aren't. Same with
Yeah.
exchanges. A lot of these small exchanges just won't survive. And, you know, with regulation coming up that everybody's been talking about, there's so many senators that are talking about it. And, you know, a lot of these small exchanges, will they survive? The small projects, will they survive?
Mm.
No idea. But, you know, you figure 15,000 projects right now, roughly on average, crypto projects. That's a lot of projects, you know.
Yeah,
So
many. And the World Economic Forum and all those kind of guys, and they got together at Davos, and they're saying that there's probably just going to be a couple of score. For those who aren't familiar with the biblical term, a score is 20. So yeah, maybe less than 100. They say a few score. So
yeah, my guess would be mine's a higher 100 to 500 projects remaining. You know,
yeah, I think they said that there was actually like 18 or 19,000 projects right now.
it wouldn't surprise
And
me.
there's more every day, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
who can really? It's like countries of the world; it changes every day because of like wars and stuff. It's like nobody knows. The United Nations can't even tell you how many countries there are. Nobody really knows how many cryptos there are because every day another rug pull and every day another thing starting up. So you've got to make sure you do your own research for that one for sure. Got me thinking if I should move my bag from XT. I wouldn't hold anything on any exchange ever.
No, I wouldn't either. DeFi is the way to go. Your DeFi wallet is your DeFi wallet. You know, people, you know, I've had people ask too, you know, what do you think about Coinbase wallet? I'm like, well, Coinbase wallet's DeFi. It's not an exchange.
It's
So
DeFi. Yeah.
Coinbase exchange, in my opinion, would be on that top 10 list. If there's 10 that would survive, Coinbase, crypto.com, Binance, things like that, those big ones.
Honestly, Binance would be about the only exchange which I personally don't use Binance, but if I were going to have my money anywhere, it would be on Binance. And just because, you know, when you read the news of like what they're doing, all these other companies are putting people off, and Binance is actually hiring right now. Because like when I look at Indeed and stuff like that, I see all the jobs that are coming up. And my husband recently changed jobs. And because I've previously searched for IT jobs in the past, it shows me a lot of IT stuff. And I'm like, wow, look at all these jobs at Binance. But, you know, they were very smart. They didn't do what all the other guys did. You know, Coinbase paid how many million for their Super Bowl ad, and Crypto.com paid they paid like $1 billion or something ridiculous to get the naming for the Staples Center. And I got news. Everybody still calls it the Staples Center. It's nobody calls it Crypto.com Center. So
it's been the Staples Center for years. I mean, as long as I can remember.
I've been in America 20 years.
Yeah. So
20 years, yeah.
Yep.
So it's they spend a lot of money, but not always in a really smart way. So that's something to look out for when you're, you know, whether it's getting onto an exchange or whether it's buying into a project. Take a look, and I know everybody says big marketing, but look what big marketing did for these guys when the bear market came. It really crushed them because they spent so much money on this big marketing, and it's not always a good thing.
Yeah. Well, you know, Coinbase laid off 18%, and Binance is hiring that same amount, if not more than that. So it's funny, just the way that it goes. And you know, I don't think Coinbase is going anywhere, but obviously they
I'm
made
not
a
sure that they're going anywhere. They've got all kinds of new stuff that they're coming up with as well. Like they're launching a bunch of new stuff. But I do know that their CEO went on record like a couple of months ago saying that you shouldn't keep or it was like their original founder or something. He's not the CEO anymore or something. I don't know. But
yeah.
yeah, he was like the guy who said, "Don't keep your money in exchange."
Well, he said that if Coinbase was
Red
to go
flag.
bankrupt, if they were to go bankrupt, everything that's held in the exchange would be gone. They would just seize it
Yeah,
all. So he's pretty much telling, like you said, telling everybody to take it off the exchange without telling people to take it off the exchange. You know,
right.
buy it there and then move it to a wallet is more or less what he's telling people, or warning that, he did say that we don't have any reason to believe we're going to go bankrupt or we have no,
Mhm.
whatever, but still telling
I mean,
people
we
to,
knew that. We knew that from Para. Unfortunately, I was one of those people that, I mean, it didn't affect me that much because, to be honest, it's like $20. I have like $20 of Para in a
yeah,
Hotbit account because I was trying to figure out how to use Hotbit when we first got out on that exchange because I wanted to be able to technical support other people who were buying through that exchange. And when we did the relaunches and Hotbit lived up to their alternative name. I'm not going to say because you're demonetized if I say it, but Hot Poop. They didn't change anything out, and people got stuck for a long time, and it took like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that.
yep. Well, even
Speaking of people whose tokens are stuck for weeks and weeks, I never talk about this, so I'm going to talk about this. What the hell is going on with Saitama?
I was just going to bring it up. So just going back just one step with the whole exchanges, they had said that, exchanges and everything had their airdrops, they would start trading. And I mean, just from our experience with Para, we knew that wasn't going to be the case. And it was a
Yep.
week or two almost before they actually started trading. And people need to understand exchanges are on their own time. They don't care
Right.
when you launch your project. They don't. They're going to, why it takes them so long. We have no idea. I don't know that anybody will ever understand why it takes them so long to start trading on a new contract, just like CoinMarketCap and them. But since we're doing crypto talk, yeah, Saitama, they had said that they were going to do airdrops within 24 hours was what they said. And I don't know if that was a mistake or what, but we just from past experiences, there's unless I assumed they had something that they could drop more holders. But from our experience, you can only do 500 holders at a time. And they have
Right. And that seems to be the
360,000.
consensus amongst other devs that I've spoken to is that generally these things go about 500
Yeah.
at a time.
And it's
I
probably
didn't
the
think that
biggest
they have
micro.
as many holders as they were saying, though. Everybody likes to say that Saitama has 300,000 holders, blah, blah, blah. But if you really look at that, how many of those holders are actually holding like more than $1? Because you
Yeah,
can say, I mean, it's even true for Para. It's true for any project. You
everybody.
can say that you have X amount of holders, but the amount of people who have sold out at some
Mhm.
point and left just a pittance
It
in that
does.
wallet,
Dust
it's like,
wallets. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And so I
So,
think I don't know if they made the mistake of we thought we could do it quicker, um, or not. I have no idea. But they're on. I think I looked earlier at about 113,000 holders now, and it's I don't know. Has it been 30 days? I don't remember when they launched,
has
but
to. I know it's been at least 3 weeks, so
yeah. And I
it's
watch it pretty close. I mean, I was in Saitama. We were in Saitama
right.
pretty heavy last year, and so I
Yeah,
watched it and um, ask questions, try to get people answers, and never just don't get
right.
any answers. And people call FUD and want to yell at you, and I'm like, okay, fine, I'm done. I
Yeah.
just stop trying. But
It's
you
been
know,
really tough. It's been so tough for their community because it's you want to hope that you're going to get somewhere, right? And after the first few days, people were like, well, all the big holders got their money, but we're small guys and we can't trade, and that's not fair. And I don't know. I mean, it's one of those situations that's a little bit unwinnable. If they had a portal, look what happened when Para did a portal. People screamed and yelled and said, I've got to pay gas to change my Para. And it was like, what? less than $13, I think. And some people are like
Yeah.
$6, right? So you can't seem to win either way. You're damned
Nope.
if you do and damned if you don't. If you do the portal, people complain about the gas, but then if you do the airdrops, um,
Just time.
you
Yep.
know, and it's time. But I don't know, you know, as long as it's been without a resolution, especially for the small holders. I have a lot of followers on Twitter who are still, it just happened again this morning. Somebody was saying, I still have not received my tokens. I'm pretty much just given up at
Yep.
this stage. And that's really sad to see people are giving up because they don't have faith in their team. They don't have faith in the staff. That's just really sad. But, you know, while we're on the subject of teams and transparency, one of the other things that hit me, and this, of course, was something that was slightly relevant to Para because people were asking me about it, is that Saitama didn't tell anybody that they pulled the plug on their US based LLC because they were setting up a new LLC in the UAE.
Yep.
Now, okay, I have two minds about this. One, that's kind of a smart move because we
Texas.
know from what Lee has told us. And this is one of the great things about being Para because we have these connections and Lee has been there and talked to these people. We have a little bit more insight into what's going on in the UAE. And so we know that there's 50 years tax free if you register over there to be a crypto company. I mean, who wouldn't be attracted to that? That's a fantastic
Absolutely.
offer. I mean, most of us, like for me, I will be dead before 50 years is unless I'm like my grandmother and I live to 100. But pretty much, I'm guessing I'd put bets that I would be dead before Saitama ever pays tax in the UAE.
Yeah.
So that was it. I mean, that's a smart move from a business point of sense. But at the same time, I felt like the way that they went about it and that they didn't tell their holders that that's what they were doing, and they only let the news out after Faltron called them out on it, was really, that was concerning. And you know, I had this conversation with people who are holders and they're like, well, it's a business and they can do whatever they want. And I was like, yeah, but you realize that in crypto the holders are, I mean, they might not technically be on paper the owners of the company, but we all know that if all the holders pulled their money out today, there would be no more Saitama. So essentially, if you are a dev, yeah, you are working for the people. It's like being the president of the United States, although they don't do that anymore either, but I won't get political about it. But essentially, you're supposed to work for the people, right?
Yep.
So it's the
Yep.
same thing with crypto. So very
Well,
disappointing that
the
they did
biggest,
that without telling people.
yeah, the biggest disappointment for me on
Thanks,
their
bud.
relaunch was
Yeah,
that they started trading early and didn't. They only had 6,000 wallets airdropped, and I'm like,
yeah,
you're gonna allow the big holders to ride the pump and then
right.
not let everybody else sell if they want to, because it's everybody. It doesn't matter if you're waiting for your tokens to sell or not; they're
Yeah.
yours. So you're holding people's tokens hostage, um, and started trading, and that's what I did not agree with. I thought that was wrong. Um,
No,
what people were
I
saying,
personally, that was not how I would ever do anything, even with simple things like, um, okay, so when our prepper NFTs got launched, I didn't mint an NFT until we hit, I think my first one is like number 630 something is
yeah,
my first NFT. I didn't want, because I'm like, you know, on the team and my photo was on the website, I didn't want anybody to think that I was taking advantage of, you know, any position or anything. And, you know, I mean, I got lucky. I got a couple of caves, yay. But, you know, but I felt like I would not do anything before I felt like the majority of the regular holders who are very, very active in the community had minted. When I saw that people had started to die down, and that the big rush had kind of finished, that was when I minted. So that's
yep,
just me as a person. That's how I do things, and that's how pretty much everybody on this team does things. So
yep.
when, you know, when
That's
I see other people doing that stuff, yeah, I call it out because
yep.
it's just
And I did the
it's
same
not.
thing. I did the same thing. I waited, I don't know, probably a week to buy preppers just to, you know, let everybody else have the chance at minting as many winners as they could. And
Yeah,
so, I want to see everybody win. And in that case, they didn't. And then communication is key. I think when something like that is going on, when you have a huge
Mm-hmm.
migration like that. I mean, when Para migrated, we were on Telegram, we were on YouTube, we were
Okay.
on Discord. I mean, we were manning different socials all at the same time, trying to answer questions. I mean, we were on voice chat, Telegram, and I was messaging people in Telegram DMs, and I was on,
Mm-hmm.
live on Bollocks' stream and kind of helping out with that. And
Right.
it's hard. I can't imagine 360,000 holders waiting. Um, so it was hard enough.
No,
But yeah.
absolutely. Speaking of things being transparent, unless there's something you want to talk about with this chart here, as I see you brought up a.
Yeah, I just was bringing it up. I wanted to see what the total market cap
Okay.
was today.
I just wanted to, so I wanted to let everybody know while we're talking about things being transparent. One of our partners, actually, let's talk about a couple of things with partners. First
Yeah.
of all, Selena Token. And man, this is the news I never want to have to give anybody. So Selena Token, the CEO, which was previously, it's going to come to me. Give me 2 seconds here. Mendoza. Okay, so Mendoza was the CEO. Yeah, he is the person who Lee met with in Dubai, got Lee interested in the project, and in becoming partners. He has 3 children. They were all diagnosed with lifelong illness. I'm not going to get into the details. That's personal, but yeah, it was serious enough for him to step down as CEO. So then they had a new CEO, Mohsen, who came in. And at the same time as that all happened, like literally within days of that happening, they relaunched as Cryptip, which is the name of the social media, social crypto.
Yeah, their app.
How to say it? It was anyway. So that was their app. And so they changed to Cryptip. They did a relaunch. And then they also did a launch on BSC. Well, we all know BSC is the home of rugs. And guess what happened? They announced that they had pulled some of the liquidity for blah, blah, blah reason. I don't know. It's pinned in their Telegram. And a few days later, the Telegram is locked. It's still active. You can go and you can join it. And they have people joining it every day. But there's nobody talking in there. We haven't been able to really make contact with many people there. I do know because a lot of us really felt like this was a really good project and it was something that we didn't want to see go down the drain. So myself and others on the Para team, we reached out by all methods, even contacting Mendoza, which I did myself, and Lee did too, to see if there was any way that we could possibly absorb that project, maybe buy them out and pick up their holders. But at the end of the day, it was just a no-go. And then it actually turns out that the program that they were writing was not as far along as we had originally been led to believe. And so at that point, it just really wasn't worth trying to salvage. So unfortunately, it looks like Cryptip is just a rug at this stage. I don't know what else to say. Yeah.
Well, and they showed the app that day, and it was very, very intriguing to see. It was kind of like they were replacing Twitter and making kind of like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Platform kind of geared towards crypto and things like that. And we had that I guess it was an AMA that day, and he showed it, and like, wow, can't wait for this. Wish it was out now, and. And then we started hearing about this, and it was just very disappointing, to say the least, because it was such an awesome platform. And like you said, if somebody could take it over and finish it, it would be awesome because, replacing something geared more towards what we're doing is awesome.
It's definitely needed in the space. I mean, look, we tried to get everybody over to Discord, and then there are just as many problems with Discord. There's not a week goes by that you don't see that some project got hacked on Discord. Usually the Bored Apes or something like that. It's like there's nowhere that seems safe. And I have a conspiracy theory that Telegram are the scammers, because why do they allow people to have the same usernames? And I don't know of any other platform in the world. If you try to get a Gmail or a Google account or a Twitter, they'll say that username is taken and you can't have it. So why does Telegram allow it? I don't know. But there's currently no real platform that anybody's using where you can really feel safe about who you're talking to. And so I think that it was something that was really needed. I mean, that's one of the biggest obstacles to people getting into crypto. So many people get in and then they get burned out by scams. And, it's more than double hard to get those people back again. When you're burned, you're burned,
Well, it's funny you say that. I was watching another live this morning of a guy that I watch, and he was, someone said, I don't think a lot of these are scams. I think they come out with tokens with the good intentions and then realize that they can't get done what they want to get done, and they just pull the plug. I mean, for crying out loud, look at everything Para's been through, and the fact that Lee is still going and going strong and doing everything that he's said he is amazing, because he could have called it a day after V2, with all the problems that they had with that, and just be like, you know what, this is too much of a stress on me and my family, and which would have been totally understandable, but he hasn't. He's like, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna make it work. It's gonna work. We're doing it. And I always tell people, if you have a chance to sit down with Lee and talk to him one-on-one, do it, because he is the most genuine guy and fun.
He really is.
He's the, hey, let's go get a beer.
He wears so many hats. He doesn't have time. It's so hard to get him.
I know. I was talking to him earlier about that, actually. I'm like, dude, we got to. Well, I said we need to do something next week, with staking coming out, and hopefully there's some more info. Who knows what's going to happen on the huddle tomorrow is always something that makes you go, maybe I should buy some more.
Oh, I know.
He always says something.
Can you guys believe? I cannot believe. I know. As soon as I say this, that you're going to see the little chat thing on the side here. It's going to go off. Why is nobody so excited, as excited as I am about? Because honest to God, I did not know this. I did not. Lee does not tell everybody everything, and he certainly doesn't tell me everything. Square. Like, I know some of the POSs that he's involved with trying to get, but I did not know about Square. Square did $156 billion in transactions last year alone. If you're on the side of the highway going to the volcano, right up in Hawaii, there will be these aunties and uncles, and they're selling poke and Musubis at the side of the road, and they will have Square right there at the side of the road. You go to a swap meet here in Vegas, and all the Latino swap meet, and guys are selling all the car parts. They got Square.
Yeah, it plugs right into your phone. I mean, if you haven't heard of it, it is literally when you go to we went to a car show, and I wanted to buy the girls an outfit for one of their dolls or whatever, and she didn't take credit card. And I'm like, when we had our business last year, we had Square. You can get a little Bluetooth reader that you can plug a chip into, and it reads to your phone, and it costs $50 to buy it. And they take transaction fees, a couple %, but there's no reason not to take a credit card anywhere almost anymore. And it's actually pretty affordable to use it. And when he said that, and then he said there was another thing that he was working on with 1,000 stores. I think he said, let me see. It's in my notes. 1,000 retail stores.
Okay. He says between 1,000 and 10,000 retail locations.
Yeah.
And he's excited about it because of where he's from. Now, I know some of y'all thought from meant Colorado, but because my husband's also from Arkansas, when he said from, my brain went straight to Arkansas. And I was thinking about this, and we tried to sleuth it out in the Telegram chat. And I got a Wikipedia list of all the companies that headquartered or based out of Arkansas and out of Colorado. Colorado, there's nothing that fits the bill of more than 1,000 stores. Okay. So then I'm looking at Arkansas, and really the only thing that I'm seeing that fits that bill is Walmart. So, and of course, everybody knows Arkansas is the home of Walmart. So.
Yep. And it's funny. I was Kruger, and I do a lot of puzzle pieces. It feels like Lee gives you 6 puzzle pieces out of 1,000-piece puzzle. And you're sitting here okay, let's find other puzzle pieces, right? And we're trying to put all this together. You get to a point you're like, okay, we don't have any more, And then he does another huddle, and you're like, okay. I mean, if you didn't catch it at the end, he said, what the other big thing I'm working on besides the DAG, I think will
Yeah.
usher in a bull run. And I'm like, what do you mean bigger than the DAG? I mean, the DAG is like
Bigger than the DAG. Yeah.
mass adoption type of utility.
There is something bigger than the DAG, but it goes hand in hand with the DAG, and I can't say what it is. So you're just going to have to guess. But yeah, it's bigger than the DAG. It's bigger than the DAG in what it means for crypto as a whole.
Right.
Okay. Yep. But it's not bigger than the DAG in what its actual functionality will be in regards to like what it does on blockchain. DAG is definitely the biggest, but this other thing is definitely going to change the way that crypto operates. So
the whole space.
And I just want that brings me back to back to the whole Dubai thing with Saitama, and something that I want to mention about, because it's on my list of things here, just kind of working these in to the conversation. There's a list of things, and I was like, wherever I can squeeze it in the conversation. So some people DM'd me when they saw this news about Saitama. It's not just Saitama. It was like, I don't know who else moved to Dubai recently in the last week. A bunch of people.
Grove Token has had one in LLC in Dubai, and they just partnered with a sheikh for their hydroponics.
They got the partnership with the sheikh, and so a lot of people contacted me, and they're like, "Oh, they beat Para. They beat Para." I'm like, well, first of all, Para was never in a race. Okay, there is no race. We already touched on the fact that there are really good reasons for somebody to move an LLC to the Middle East. There's these different, it's a tax haven, blah, 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 blah.
Taxes are the biggest.
Taxes are the big one, right? But here's the thing. Para is not looking to uproot everything out of the US and move operations to Dubai. As a matter of fact, Para is doubling down, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
Para is doubling down on the US. I can't say any more than that. You guys can figure it out.
Yeah, I'll mute you I'll mute you. Don't make me mute you.
We're doubling down in the US. Yeah.
But also look at, we don't say the 4-letter word anymore, but look at what Para has at the announcement that Lee made. Look at that versus what the other tokens are doing. It's not even the same thing. They're not doing the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's not even close.
They got LLCs based out of Dubai. So what? Anybody can have an LLC based out of anywhere. It's like $50 to set up an LLC. So it's a different thing. What they're doing, is no different to somebody like Para is out of Wyoming, right? One of the reasons it's out of Wyoming because it's one of the most crypto friendly states in the US right now to have an LLC. They're the only place that has legal recognition of DAOs. So if we ever want to take that route, Wisconsin is. There's a number of reasons why Wisconsin, but what those other places are, what those other companies are doing in the UAE is not what Para is intending to do in the UAE.
It's totally different. And people came out and said, "Oh, we're going to get a license like Para." And this and that, and then
it's so funny, right? Because all the people that wanted to FUD on Para when the 4-letter word that starts with A and ends in M, when that
exactly.
all those people that wanted to FUD on Para, and then the same people turned around and go, "Oh, look, Saitama's doing the same as Para," and guess what? It's not the same.
Right.
For one thing.
Well, people were all freaking out, and I'm like, well, there's like 7 or 8 licenses over there, right? Which one?
Yeah.
Because if you look it up, they never said what they were getting. But Kruger brings up a good point too. Where's Senator Loomis from?
Yeah, Lummis. It's pronounced Lummis, like hummus. It's in her, I only know that because it's in her bio. It says Lummis rhymes with hummus. That's her.
But where's she from? She's from Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Right.
And she's the person who brought forward the bill to have cryptocurrency as a commodity. and not as a security. So
Right.
we'll see. We'll see where that goes. I mean, there's some talk that they want the stable coins to be securities, and that others could be commodities. So we're just going to see where that goes,
Yeah.
But again, if you are interested, and I think everybody should be interested, because like I said, you might not be interested in politics and government, but they sure as hell are interested in you. And they're not interested in you, they're interested in your money. So if you care about your money, you should be interested in politics. And if you are interested in how politics affects Web3, then you should be looking at things like, the Ford Party are doing a lot with crypto, and then there's like a Web3 DAO and a bunch of other stuff. If you guys are interested in getting involved in any of those things, then you can find them actually just on my Twitter. They're like right there in my bio. So yeah, get involved with organizations. And there are more organized. I mean, I'm spread thin already as it is, so I tend to work with whatever Yang's up to. But again, that's just because I know the guy.
Like JFRAS said, it's just an LLC. If Para won an LLC in Dubai, they would be, you know. So you're looking, just like he said, and we've talked about this before. You're looking bigger than one country,
right?
So
yeah,
it's exactly what we're talking about. No one's beat anyone to anything. So exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh man, thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you coming.
Oh wow,
that's awesome.
Look at that. Hope you enjoyed some barbecue this weekend. Look at that username.
He did. It's funny. We met him and his wife in Vegas last year at the Saitama event, and spent the day with them and went to the event. And I tell you what, it was not, things didn't turn out the way that we wanted them to after that, but we sure did meet a lot of great people there, and I'm glad we did. And they're great people, and yeah.
Hopefully they'll come to Vegas for the couture fights.
I sure hope so. So
that's going to be exciting. Speaking of things that are exciting happening in Vegas, one of the other things I have to mention, it's very, very late notice because I can't believe I just found out about this yesterday. I guess I don't get out of my place enough. I'm here all the time. This is billboards like literally 2 blocks from my house. Metaverse Expo, Vegas, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you're looking for a chance to elope in Vegas or just jump on a plane or whatever, some people just want any excuse to come to Vegas. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Las Vegas Convention Center, Metaverse Expo, they are going to have experts from all different areas of Web3. They are going to have one-on-one Call of Duty. I think they're giving away like $50,000 in prizes for playing Call of Duty. If you're a gamer, and you can get your butt on a plane to Vegas. Tickets are for 3 days, $199 for the 3-day pass. It is an all ages event. They have a ticket for under 16-year-olds, which I believe is $99, and kids under 3 are free. So yeah, everything to do with NFTs, Web3, Metaverse. There will be seminars. There will be exhibition halls. And like I said, there's like racing contests, Call of Duty contests. There's all kinds of things and I'm gonna try to get my butt along to that and try to cover as much of it as I can. So that's something exciting happening in Vegas. Speaking of exciting things, or maybe not so exciting things, but just informational things, totally gonna show my own stuff here for 1 second. NOMO FOMO. There is so much that goes on, and you were saying this at the beginning of the stream, Alex. There's so much going on, and sometimes it's really overwhelming to try to catch up with everybody and what's going on. So I do have a website. It is called NOMO FOMO, because you don't want to have that fear of missing out. And if you join nomofomo.tech, is the website. So NOMOFOMO, nomofomo.tech. So aside from just giving you like little pieces of news, there's also a community calendar, and that calendar has all the things that are happening, whether it's days that projects are doing launches or drops, or maybe AMAs, or or there are expos, things like the New York thing happening, the Vegas thing happening, anything related to Web3 crypto, it's all there. And also, if you want to submit something, you can just hit me up and let me know about it, and I'll put it there. If you've got your own channel and you're
Hey,
going to do an AI, you will do it. Hit me up.
this looks dope. I'm sorry, I'm pulling up your website now. I haven't.
Yes, bring it up. Let's see. So we got a little ticker there.
Oh,
so
before I forget, Rad loves doing websites. Hit her up if you want her to do a website for you.
Yeah, I that's one of the things that I do, among many other things. But yeah, so you can see the little calendar over there. It's got all the stuff that's happening.
That's
I try
awesome.
to, I mean, I can't cover everybody. So, if people hit me up and say they want something featured on there, then absolutely I will. But for the most part, I try to, obviously I cover Para. I try to cover our partners, which would be Mandox, Kishimoto, List.
That's cool. You have a category too where you can just click on that and go to
AMA. Absolutely. Cool. We got tags and all kinds of things. If you just, there's a particular thing you want to hit the tags for.
I'll have you put my AMA up here for tomorrow night.
You know what? I just saw it right before I got on the stream, and I was like, I got to put that one up. So who you got tomorrow?
So I'm doing AMA with War Pigs token and Nutraceuticals.
War Pigs token.
So yeah, it's actually, they have a pretty interesting ecosystem that they're putting together for War Pigs, and Nutraceuticals is kind of bringing, big companies to crypto. So I've dug into them a little bit, putting my questions together and everything, but I can't wait to hear what they have what they have coming. They have NFTs.
The names that they have is absolute their ecosystem. So their War Pigs token, and I just stopped by again today to have a little look in, and they've got bacon and they've got ham and they've got
Yep, all tokens, and they've got some pretty sweet 3D NFTs they're coming out with, staking ability on launch. The list goes on. So it's actually a pretty interesting, and they're launching.
Yeah. And I do believe that their pre-sale are locked in. So there's no pump and dump on launch.
Yeah, they their taxes, I believe, on War Pigs is going to be 48 or 49% sell for the first 48 hours. So really interesting projects. I know it's a bearish market, so it's kind of those things where invest money or not, but they have their like you said, their pre-salers are vested, is what they're telling people. Yeah. So not looking to pump and dump a launch, which is great, because I typically don't get into any token at launch if there's a pre-sale, because all it does is pump and dump, and then it's hard to recover because people are.
Really is. I mean, unless you're in on the pre-sale. But
right, exactly. But we've gotten in on launches and then just gotten wrecked because of pre-sales. It starts to pump, like woo, making money, and then all of a sudden, boom, plummets, and takes weeks, not months, to recover from that. And pre-sales could, every time it pumps, they dump, and that's just part of that's. Unfortunately, that's part of crypto. Hopefully, will regulation help cure some of that? We
again, it's the thing is, it's just getting harder to do that, especially because the name of the game now is utility, and we keep seeing this through this bear market. How many pundits are saying, the key to surviving this bear market is going to be utility and what you can bring to the table. The days of just starting up another token and putting Eno on the end of it are over. You have to have something more. So I'm actually excited. I can't wait to hear more about that and what Jonathan has going on over there at War Pigs, because I think it's going to be interesting.
Well, check out check out Stacks on Stacks. That's Mike Rizzo's token.
Stacks on Stacks. Oh, I'm all up on Stacks on Stacks. Yeah.
Yep. They're going on Phantom, right?
Phantom.
Yep. I'm gonna have him on as soon as we get closer to launch time. I'm gonna have Mike on. We're gonna talk about it. Really excited about that too. They're doing a lot of, I guess, reflections in a way, but it's different. But just wait for that. It's good. I think it's gonna be another good one. I think there's a lot of good tokens coming out. I really do. So just have to wait and see
There's some really good stuff out there right now. This is of course not never financial advice. Unless I say directly that it is. Do your own research. There's some really good stuff out here. There were a couple that I had down here just listed. We covered war pigs. We covered Saitama. These are other things I want to get into detail. So the two that I wanted to mention, two projects that I have seen recently that I am really liking. Streamer Inu. If anybody hasn't heard of Streamer Inu, again, do your own research. I just found out about them this week. I've been trying to take a look into them. But they're doing some good stuff, and they've definitely got some very good partnerships going. They're doing stuff with VH1. They're doing stuff with Twitch. I believe they've already given, if I go to their Twitter, it'll probably be more than it was yesterday. I think they've already given something more than $80,000 to streamers. Let's have a look. Streamer Inu. But yeah, that's a pretty cool one. $73,000 to streamers. So yeah, it's a token that supports people in the streamer community. I know that they do raids on streamers, like on Twitch, and just go and raid them and bomb them with money. And they're doing a lot of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Again, you got to do your own research. I don't know a lot about it, just what I've been seeing online, but check it out. The other one that I think is really, really interesting, and I found out about this on day one, so I was very, very lucky to, amazingly, Bloomberg and Yahoo. What can I tell you? If you're not signed up to Bloomberg and Yahoo Crypto News, you're missing out, because I heard about Cult DAO on day one, and I heard about Messier 87 right before they launched, so day one. Messier 87, which is written Messier, Messier, but it is named after the French astronomer Messier. Messier 87 is an Ethereum wormhole. So everybody who is on Ethereum network is familiar with Etherscan and how everything on the blockchain is completely transparent. So, if I send money to Alex, then you can watch that, and then he cashes it out to Coinbase. All of that there is a flow that you can follow on the blockchain. What Messier 87 does is it creates a black hole. They've created a way for you to do a transaction, to send money across the blockchain to somebody else, and it goes into Messier's black hole. The transaction gets scrambled in there somehow. Don't ask me how it works. It's way beyond my technical comprehension, but it comes out at the other end, and there is no way to follow it. Now, I know that a lot of people who are into DeFi are here because they are, they're anarchists at heart, or they love decentralization. They love the Wild West part of it. And this is just a little extra icing on the cake for people that are looking for a little bit more anonymity. But again, do your own research and don't ask me how it works. But if you haven't checked it out yet and you're interested in being able to hide your transactions, Messier 87.
Yeah. Nice. Damn, they were just talking about let's hit 1400 while we're on the stream. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And all of a sudden I'm like, wait, they're talking about Para. So I had to bring it up real quick and just, wow, just a $1,000 buy.
Look at that. Nice. Wow. Nice.
That's awesome.
And of course, we forgot to mention that there were five NFTs being given away this weekend.
Yep. This week, just for 0.25 ETH buys, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Quarter of an ETH buy and up got you into the drawer. And I know that NFT number 1776 was being given away as an Independence Day special. So, I should have looked it up. I have a copy of all the NFTs. Hey, I'm really rich. I've got 3,000 NFTs. No, I've just got the design files.
Well, what do you guys say? We've been on for an hour and 10 almost. So let's do you want to do the giveaway?
Yes, I love doing giveaways. Yes, I'm so excited.
Keep in mind, you have to be present to win on the chat. So if you win, call out. And so we'll do this. So It looks like I have 16 on the wheel and 16 in the chat. So
Nice.
we have everybody. If I've missed somebody, I think I've gone through and gotten everybody on there. Ooh, I don't have Wolf. I don't have him on there. I don't think.
Uh-oh. I'm in the chat.
We don't count.
Sucks.
Let's see. Okay, so I have somebody on here that if they win, they're probably not going to be in here, but that's okay. I've just been adding people as they get on here.
Okay.
Got you on there. Got you, brother.
Sometimes it is hard. I know, and I appreciate. Like we've been here for an hour, and we might be here for a little while longer. We're trying to boost those numbers.
Now I have 18 people in here.
But sometimes,
all right, everybody. If you don't see your name on the list, let me know. I'll add you. You're on there. Okay.
I think as long as we saw people in the chat, because sometimes people got to go. I understand it's late.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and spin it again, guys. If you don't see it,
spin.
George Papas, do I have you on there? I don't think I have him on there. What's that?
George, Eric, LG Crypto. I need to move over to YouTube so I can see, because we get those messages a little later when we're in the.
Got you, Eric. I know you're on there. Anybody else? And if we,
Broderson, is Broderson on there?
Yes, he's at the bottom.
Okay.
Yep,
Right.
he is.
All right.
Yep, right there. Anybody else? Kruger, you don't get in on this either. My brother. My name's not on there. Rad's not on there. Yours isn't on there.
Did you see that Kruger said he wants you to get a parrot tattoo as an eye patch, like a pirate?
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna, I have tattoos.
I wouldn't do that.
I have tattoos nobody can see. See Project Crypto. I don't see him on there either. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and spin it. Anybody else? Oh, my dad.
I'm gonna have some tea and biscuit while you're getting that wheel ready. I always get hungry during streams. I don't know.
All right, so there is a few people that I know I don't see in here, so I'm gonna take them off. Well, I'll leave them on, but if we'll just respin,
Well, they were here. Maybe they had to go and have dinner.
All right,
cracking whips.
No, I'm not doing the eye tat. There's no way. Look, I'm one of those guys that I love tattoos, but if you can see it, I probably won't get it. That's just me. I like to be able to go to an interview with short sleeve collared shirt and not have to worry about hiding a bunch of stuff. That's just my personal opinion. I have no problem. I have tons of friends that have sleeves and all down their legs, their calves, all that stuff. That's just Alex is mean to me. Hey, Kruger, go get another juice box. All right, let's do it. We're spinning. 1 million.
Wadlife says, make them do the eye tat if they're not here, and they're the winners.
There you go.
Who we got?
Broderson.
Winner
1 million para. All right.
Winner.
Broderson, message me, please.
Broderson, he's all the way down there in Uruguay.
Yep. Let's see. I'm just gonna put this in my notes.
Fantastico.
Okay, so good news is we're gonna do another one. This was kind of a surprise for everybody that's
Are we gonna do it now, or are we gonna do it later? We're gonna do it later.
Well, I need to get off soon. My wife's been sick for the last couple of days, and she's up there with the kids now.
You're stuck here now. It's like Hotel California.
You tell her that. You tell her that. We need to next. I I like to do these at least once a week. I'll probably start getting on every Tuesday and just doing these and maybe try and pull some people from the community in and just talk and have a good time.
Yeah.
Something came up with
What
Texas
happened to
Tornado.
I was going to say, where's Texas Tornado? Yes, who we're waiting on.
Something came up. He wasn't able to get on tonight, but we'll
Okay.
we'll get him on another night. And I, obviously have another AMA tomorrow, so come on and find out about those tokens. But no, I'm going to do another one now for another million. Just
he means business. Look at him go. Alex is all about it. It's just like.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming out and staying with us for the whole hour, and so just yeah, it's all about you guys. We do this for you guys and community, and a lot of people are from Para, but that's the community we know and love. So, you guys want to go do it now? You guys want to wait? You tell her. Yeah, you tell her. That's right. Everyone that's married knows exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, you go tell her that.
Go.
Oh man.
Give it 5 minutes. Give it 5 minutes.
Where's the beat? It seems like people that play music, whether they're copyrighted or not, have problems with channels. So I just decided not to do music. I don't know.
It's a really, really simple way to get yourself demonetized really fast.
Yeah.
Play anything that.
Yep. Even if you play the no copyright music off YouTube, I still think people are having problems with it. So now Mike Rizos does music. I thought about talking to him about, hey, can you create some music for me?
My husband just walked out of here with the guitar. We could get back in here in a little metal riff.
There you go.
Who's gonna win? Kruger.
Kruger, I can't. Come on, man.
He wants a chicka wow wow.
Kruger will sing. No, he won't. I'm not gonna allow that. No way.
It was his comment above that I was referring to. That was.
I know. I was ignoring it.
Some,
The responsible thing to do is just to ignore it. Dude,
yeah.
I don't think there's enough juice boxes for Kruger to sing. I just excuse me.
Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me.
All right. Well, I don't see anybody new coming in, so let's do another turn.
Let's do another turn, and then
Ready?
I got a couple more updates for y'all, and we'll get you out of here.
CM, man, he is on fire.
Again,
He won one the other day.
Man.
He won an NFT the other day, I think.
He's everywhere. He's just winning everything everywhere.
Yeah, he is.
Wow. But he did say once that he never wins anything, and so that's been a complete turnaround for him recently. He's really.
I would do this stint where I won, 3 giveaways. I won an NFT. And then I won two Saitama giveaways on 2 different channels. And I was one of those guys. I never win anything. So
that's true for me too. I had there was a week where I won so many NFT. I won a NFT from West Coast Crypto, who's always giving away NFTs. I can't even remember what chain that was on. And then I won something on Crow Chain from Crypto Guru.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just say it was a week of winning, and my husband won an NFT. It was a ninja. Oh yeah, that's something I have to talk about. So let me just pull up my Telegram here so I make sure that I give you guys the right information. 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, I want to get this right because it's a partner. So our partners, Kishimoto, they recently had a couple of collections. There was the BADC, the Ape Dojo Club,
yep.
And there was another one too. I'm just trying to. And the Katsumi. So basically, what happened for them? They had an artist who did both their Katsumi and the BADC NFT collections, and they did a deal with Mr. Kodachi. He was on their dev team, Mr. Kodachi. So they made a deal together for those NFTs, but nobody else on the team knew anything about the deal that was made about these NFTs. I'm actually reading this, but I'm trying to break it down for you because it's a very long story. And so what happened was some of the funds that were for other areas set aside were given to the artist. And then there was some other arrangement where he got paid for the NFTs to be produced, which is generally how it works in the industry, half upfront, half on when they're produced. But he had also been, for some reason, contracted in to get some crazy amount, like 30% cut of all the NFTs that were sold. And that's something that just like never happens, right? When you've been paid up front for doing an NFT series, you generally don't get that kind of a crazy commission. And so the artist quit, Kishimoto. The team tried really hard to, see his side. They made sure that he got paid what he was supposed to get paid as that original payment. So he did get that, and they did put their Etherscan transactions up there so that everybody could see what he got paid. It was an absolutely insane amount of money for an NFT series, double at least what most people would get. So that was kind of crazy. So they don't owe him any money. That's basically the bottom line. But he wasn't very happy, obviously, because he thought he was going to get paid 30%. And so basically what happened was that they basically had to rug everybody on those NFTs and not use them anymore. So basically, long story short, just a complete crap show with what happened with those two series, the Katsumis and the Bored Ape Dojo Club. So what is going to happen next? If you are a holder of either Katsumi NFTs or of the BADC NFTs from Kishimoto, do not fret. What is going to happen is that they are developing a new set of NFTs. And I personally can reveal here that the persons in negotiation for doing those NFTs are myself and my daughter, Akito, for those of you who are not familiar. So I can absolutely guarantee that, should we go ahead, we have not made a contract with them, but we are in the, we just haven't signed anything on a dotted line right now, but we're in very close negotiations with those team. So there is going to be a new set of NFTs coming. Whether it is us or whether it's another artist, but if it's us, you definitely know that is like, there's not going to be any craziness go on. And if you are a holder of Katsumi or BADC, you will get to mint one of those for free.
Nice.
So yeah, you're not going to lose. It's just a matter of holding on. And unfortunately, sometimes these kind of things can happen, and it's just about being a little bit patient. But the turnaround for that, I know that they are hoping to get these out in third quarter. So we'll see what we can do, guys. I have been going like a maniac all weekend to get everything together so that we're ready to draw. So as soon as we get that contract signed and everything is okay from Kishi, we'll get it up and running.
And I've personally seen work that they've whipped up, and it's great. So I'm excited. When she told me this, I was like, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. And so, and they're genuine people, and they're not going to do what other people have done in the NFT space before. So,
well, we've done NFTs for you, and if you guys want to check out some of the stuff that we have done, it's Fomorian.studio. So FOMORIAN, Fomorian.studio is our art site. And like if you guys need art or intros, we do that there too. So that's what's happening on that front. And then as far as other stuff goes with partners, List Crypto now has their aggregator in beta. So List is, they're trying to come up with something that is better than CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko, because let's face it, you couldn't get any worse. They are just absolutely shocking platforms, and we are very happy to be partnered with List. So it is in beta. So if you go to List Token and use their new aggregator, they're looking for feedback. They have down on the right-hand side of that website a little Oh, look at this. Mozzarella sticks just turned up.
Ooh, man,
Um,
I'm on my way.
has been to the rescue. So yes, please, if you are looking to get charts, looking to get information up or down, use Crypto List Beta and make sure you give them feedback, whether it's good or whether it's bad. You know, sometimes you just want to hear a compliment to know what you're doing right. And of course, they want to know if there's anything that's not working for you guys. And last week when I put this up on No More FOMO, I know they have 500 different tokens listed there right now.
Yep.
So
And here it is.
it's a pretty comprehensive. Yeah.
Here it is right here. Yeah, it's, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I could click on right now. I'm not going to because it'll get.
Yeah, there's way too much.
Guys,
but if you're one of those people that has 100 screens like I do here in the background, running different tokens all day long and watching Ethereum and watching Bitcoin and all those things, then make sure you switch over to Crypto List and use them as your aggregator. So that's really cool.
That's pretty cool. So right here, just by coming on this screen, you got Mandox, Kaiba, and Para. So right here's Para, right? So you can just click on right here and it'll take you to the chart. And is it the same? That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. It's 1339.
Yeah, check it out. Well, it is beta, so this is one of the things that they're going to need feedback on that. So if you go and you see that it's maybe if the speed is not up, to real-time stats, let them know what you experienced. If you experienced some lag in their stats, let them know that. I mean, that's what being in beta is about, right?
It says verified here too. There's audits and all this stuff. Shield score.
Yeah, this is one of the great features about their site. Look at this. So they have like whether you're audited, whether you're doxed. They have all the stuff right there, which is really awesome as well.
So all the buys are accounted for, but I don't see where the price. Oh, there it is, 1339. Yeah, it's right there. It's the same price.
Awesome.
So I mean, there's the contract. I mean, it seems a little bit more user friendly. It kind of spits it out.
It's really nice. It's simple. Right? It's really decluttered because my brain's like too. I can't, when things are cluttered, I like sweet and simple, I like Atari style games, it's like sweet, simple, bold graphics. But I really like that feature there.
Multi-sig, safe cert audits. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. And it's pretty for a beta. It's pretty, oh wow. Okay. There we go.
Well, actually, you know what? There you go. There's something I'm going to have to feedback them because Para is multi-sig. Actually, I know that whenever
it says multi-sig right here.
Does it have us highlighted for multi-sig?
No, it doesn't.
I think that needs to be highlighted for that to say that it's active. I do believe they all have it, but see how some of them are colored? Yes. And these ones are great. Yeah. So I think that they need to be colored to say that they have it, but Para is multi-sig.
Let me go to list and
see. Leah and Jesse have to sign off on everything.
Yeah. See, there's our colored.
There you go.
Yeah, there's Crypto List. So they're multi-sig color.
Okay, so I got to contact them and say, "Hey guys, we are multi-sig." Yeah, Para it definitely is. So.
Yeah, I can do that too. I did an AMA with Cameron a few weeks ago. Man, what an intelligent individual! I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
So, but that's awesome. I'm excited that they have the beta up and.
Yep. So please tell everybody to start using this because. It's like I tell people, use 1inch, don't use Uniswap. Why are we still supporting these? I mean, they almost killed our token.
Yeah.
Like, why would we support that? It's like getting kicked in the it's like having an abusive spouse and getting kicked in the head and going back next weekend. It's like, why would you do that? And I'm like that in business too. It's like, you guys nearly killed us on version 2. Why would I support you? So I use 1inch instead of Uniswap, and no more CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap for me, except for when I go in every day to log in and say Para is great. But as far as like actually using them for my charts, no, I don't. I'm all about Crypto List right now. So that's what I'm using. You mentioned Mandox. That was the other thing that I had. Well, there's 2 other things. Mandox is one thing since they just popped up. Mandox staking now available at mandox.farm. And they also have some new Discord channels. So be sure to check if you're, if you're in Mandox, check out those new channels and be sure to check out their staking. That's at mandox.farm. And the other thing that I had to touch on today
I'll just go ahead and put
is
I'll just put them as a tab
Glee.
text tools.
Yeah. So the condensed version, because I got a lot of stuff. I know that you're talking about doing an AMA coming up with Klee sometime in the future. Of course, Marcus is in Australia, so the time zones are a little wacky. But Klee has announced that they're developing a complete ecosystem. Oh, which, by the way, Kishimoto are doing. They're overhauling all their ecosystem as well. So just to mention that. But Klee also developing a complete ecosystem to be the central hub for host playable games. All play to earn. There are other utilities coming, including a DAO and token staking. And one of the most talked about things this week has been the listing of other tokens as a reward token, where people who use their ecosystem can cash their rewards out in various tokens. And you heard it here first. Para is going to be one of those tokens. Yep. Yay! I know one of the others they're going to have is Shibbone as well.
Yep.
So yeah, they're going to continue.
I'm going to try and get on an AMA with Klee also. They've got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline they've been working on. So watch out for that. I'm going to get them on and find out what they're all doing and the way we can let you on. Watch out for that.
Absolutely. I think that's all I got for you this week. That's a lot of updates.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. We definitely, once a week would be awesome to do because we can hop on here and do a bunch of updates and update everybody on Para and talk crypto about what people are having problems with and what they're doing. And, we had a great turnout, I think. So we'll have to keep doing this and, find out how the NFTs are coming along. Hopefully next week we'll have some more info on that too.
Yeah.
So.
NFTs.
All right, guys. Does anybody have any questions about Para or anything else that we mentioned tonight? Anybody? Yeah. So, a staking party. I did talk to Lee about hosting staking party on my channel next week. If staking is ready to go, I'm not saying it's going to be ready to go next week. Let me just be clear on that. We don't have word on when it's going to be ready to go, but we're kind of hoping it's going to be next week and kind of starting to plan ahead for that. So kind of have Lee on for a staking party and probably Rad and maybe some other people of the team and just kind of talk, kind of do an AMA / staking party, kind of show you guys how it's going to be done too. I'll make a video and have it posted probably on Para's website with my other videos about how to do it. I have a feeling it's going to be relatively straightforward and simple, just like minting NFT is. But maybe we'll do some show and tell on the staking party live and maybe hang out for a few hours and see if we can keep Lee quiet on what he is not allowed to talk about and let him spit out what he can. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I know hopefully the bear market is coming to a close. There's a lot of opinions on when and if, and we've been through this before. I know I posted something on Bitcoin and Ethereum. The last every 3 to 4 years it does this, and then it goes way past where it was before. I know a lot of us haven't been a part of that. I wasn't a part of the last one in 17 or 18, whenever it was, and so a lot of us haven't been through this kind of a bear market before. But it happens.
Well, it's definitely a cycle. But the thing is, especially like with Bitcoin, because even though Bitcoin has hardly any use or whatever, it's still the main indicator of how the market's going to go. And once Bitcoin starts to rally again, everything else will follow. Yep. But until the weekly and the monthly charts come to a match on Bitcoin, it's not going to rally. It hasn't quite done that yet, but all predictions are saying between July and November. So we've just got to see. If it doesn't happen in July, there's a really good chance it could go down to 15,000. That's generally the support number that I'm seeing. Most of the pundits are saying. So we will see. I know that it was up right before we came on the stream. I got a little message saying that Bitcoin was up 5%. Yep. So we shall see.
I watched a very interesting video by Mark Cuban that he pretty much said that all crypto needs is a catalyst. right? All it needs is a catalyst of some kind. And his suggestion was an app, pretty much hinting at adoption of crypto to kind of boost everything and make everybody kind of go, hey, let's buy it, or prices to go down and everybody goes, oh, screw it, I'm going to buy it because it's so low. So both those things kind of play hand in hand. And if you think about what Pear's working on, introducing a catalyst into the crypto space, I'm not saying he's talking about that, but I'm just thinking what Pear's working on, and he's talking about crypto needs a catalyst, and it may be a different catalyst, maybe something else that somebody brings out, but
who knows? It might be something else. You never know. But I keep seeing this repeatedly, and I was commenting on somebody else. I can't remember who it was this morning, but on Twitter, it's something that I'm seeing constantly from the big whales and the influencers. Is we're all waiting for this miracle app that's going to come, and they're not speaking specifically about anything that they know. They're just saying that that's what needs to happen. Yep. It's got to be something that's and it's really interesting that that's always the term that they're using. It's not always that they're just saying, oh, something has to happen in crypto. The word that keeps coming up when any of these guys make this prediction is app.
Yep.
Why? Because anybody who has the mental capacity and the technical ability to be in crypto is pretty much already here. What's going to bring it to being mainstream is to have that app that just any person can get on and use it, like a 3-year-old could basically do on their iPad. That's basically what's going to have to happen.
Yep.
So I think it's really interesting.
Said too is it needs to be used. It needs to be usable. It needs to be something that everybody can use. You can hand it, like Rad said, you can hand an iPad to your grandma and say, hey, use this to buy crypto. It needs to be easy. And that's what we've been saying for months is it's so hard. Hey, download Coinbase wallet. Okay, got it. Now my Ethereum.
Oh my God. What do I do with it?
Yeah. Okay, now I bought it. What do I do? Okay, now copy and paste the address. And say, okay, now I'm done. People are just like, I'm done. Yeah. Right? They don't want to do it anymore. It's so hard. And it's not easy. I mean, I have family members.
It's not easy. I mean, look at yesterday. We spent like an hour in Telegram trying to help someone that is a regular user who has been a regular holder of Para since day one. And then, and honestly, through no fault of his own, this gentleman was having an issue because apparently Coinbase decided to change something around. And he was just, all he wanted to do was send Bitcoins, like transfer Bitcoins into Ethereum so that he could buy Para. And there was no way to do that in Coinbase's wallet anymore. He had to send it back to Coinbase mainframe and then do it on the exchange and then send the ETH back to his wallet. So it was like a real big pain in the butt. And we had like 3 or 4 people in Telegram trying to walk him through this process. Half the people didn't realize that there wasn't even a change. So, I mean, this is the thing is like when you're dealing with crypto, you're up against it. And I think we've all had that experience, whether it was us ourselves or whether we're helping our parents or our in-laws or whatever. It should, I mean, even helping my kids. My kids are like, how do I do this? And all my friends want to buy Para, but we don't know how to trade it out. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's got to be, I mean, there could be a million things that come to crypto that will make a change.
Yep.
But the one thing that's really going to send that bull run off is going to be something that is very, very simple.
Yep. I agree. And it'll come. We just have to be patient. Hold what you believe in and sell what you don't, if that's what you want to do. And, it's your money. I won't fault anybody for someone was to message me and said, hey, I had to sell this for this. I'd be like, hey man, I understand. I get it. So, but I think that's all we have for tonight. So we're going to hop off again.
Should we have a little metal riff to go out?
Metal blues.
No, give us a little metal riff. I don't know, something.
Metal here.
Don't do too much of any one thing because then they'll
appreciate you guys coming out tonight, and we'll try and get on again next week and do some more updates on stuff. And
most importantly, don't forget Para Update tomorrow. It's the huddle, and we'll have Lee live and taking all your questions there. So, all right, take us out, Nick. He's just gonna go for it now. This is it. This is my night now.
All right, guys, we'll end it here. Appreciate you guys for coming. Thanks, Rad, and we'll see you guys on next time. Have a good night, everybody.